We begin with this. IEB matriculants are celebrating today after receiving their results. This year's pass rate for private schools is at 98.9%. Johannesburg St. Stithians College has obtained a 100% pass rate, with over 95% of matriculants getting a bachelor's degree pass. Wow. While St. Andrew's School for Girls also received a 100% pass rate for the 30th year in a row. I'm joined by some of those top achievers from the two schools. With me is Emily McGregor, Sharisa Naidu, Bongiwe, of course, Bongiwe Pepe Mkandla, Kaylin Govender, as well as Ijaz Mohammed. Thank you so much, guys, for talking to me this afternoon. Congratulations.
Thank you.
And Bongiwe, I'll start with you, not because my name is Bongiwe, but I'll just start with you nonetheless. How are you feeling?
I'm feeling very relieved. Also just very grateful and thankful. And I'm also so happy for all my friends and really proud of all their achievements, yeah.
And Sharisa, was it a difficult wait for you as you had to wait for your results, not knowing how well you've done?
It was difficult indeed, but again, what Bongiwe said, having your friends around you, your family reassuring you that everything was going to be okay at the end was good enough for me.
And for you, Ijaz, if I can just bring you in here, how difficult was it to prepare for this year's exams, last year?
I mean, it really was quite tough, I suppose, for me specifically, because you have all this pressure because people will see you do well in prelims and stuff like that, and they really expect you to do well. So it really is just about kind of, ignoring the pressure and just doing your best. But it really was a lot of hard work, and well done to everyone who did it well.
And for you, Kylan, how was it, to handle the pressure that Ijaz is talking about? Because I'm sure there is a lot of pressure on you as you're passing your prelims and all of that. How did you handle that pressure going into the exams?
Well, I just pictured the end goal, which was my dream of getting all distinctions. I prayed a lot. I relied on God. I meditated, and I just never gave up. I put my head down, pictured my end goal, and just continued working.
And for you, Emily, what was your secret?
I think just really staying in the moment, because if I looked too far ahead, it becomes a bit daunting, especially when it's 2 months of solid exams. It's a bit much. So really in finals, I just woke up every day and I thought, what do I have to do today? What do I have to do in the next hour? And didn't think more than that.
And the preparation process, how was that for you?
It really wasn't too bad, because I worked really, really hard for prelims, and I've been working hard on the content from grade 11. So I think if you put the preparation in early, by the time finals come around, it's more revision than it is studying. So it was just going over things that I felt like I was already quite confident in. It's more just handling the nerves than the content.
And Sharisa, how important is it for matric pupils, especially the class of 2019? How important is it for them to start preparing early?
Extremely important. I think I got through these exams through consistency, making sure that from the beginning I put in the hard work, putting pressure on myself when no one else was. So that's the secret, and that's what the advice I give to the class of 2019.
And for you, Bongiwe?
For me, consistency is very important as well, obviously from a practical perspective, because throughout the year when you have different portfolio tasks that will form part of your final mark, and also consistency in terms of making sure that you avoid procrastination, because I know, I won't even lie, that's something I started to struggle with, but at the end of the day, you just have to think, is what I'm doing now going to help me achieve the goal that I'm thinking of? And if the answer is no, then you just really have to get up and do something about that, really.
Interesting. And Kylan, what are some of the subjects you're very proud of when you look back?
I'm extremely proud of maths, isiZulu, and French.
isiZulu?
Yep.
Wow, how well did you do?
I got 94%.
Well done, well done.
Thank you very much.
Well done, well done. And for you, Ijaz, when you, look beyond matric, do you think that, the years you've spent in school have prepared you for what lies ahead?
Look, I mean, a lot of people in my family specifically always mention that, a lot of the subjects you do in school prepare you perhaps for your final exams, but once you're in university, once you're in the real world, you don't necessarily use all those skills. I think that one thing St. Stithians does really well is that they always try and, broaden your horizons, that you're doing more stuff, that you're doing community service, you're doing, lots of public speaking, all that kind of extramural stuff. So I think that, throughout the years, I really have been prepared pretty well for life beyond.
You talk about public speaking and you're very good at it, I can see. Is that your area of interest going forward?
It is something I've enjoyed throughout the years. Not necessarily one of my favorites. I mean, I do get quite nervous sometimes. But yeah, I think I do enjoy it quite a bit.
And for you, Kylan, where to from here?
Well, I really, really want to study medicine at University of Cape Town. From there, if I get the degree, I really do want to specialize as well and try add value where I can to the health system in South Africa.
And for you, Ijaz, where to?
I would also like to do medicine, but if I don't get in there, I'd also be happy doing actuarial science at UCT.
Okay. Brains. Emily?
I'm very original. I also want to study medicine.
Yay. I'm surrounded by
But at the University of Pretoria, I think.
Awesome. And you, Sharisha?
Just do a BA in philosophy and mathematics at Edinburgh.
Okay. Anything you want to major in?
Law at the end of that.
Okay. And you, Bongiwe?
I'm hoping to go to UCT. I'm also wanting to do a BA, majoring in media and writing. If not that, I'm also looking at the PPE degree, philosophy, politics, and economics.
And Sarisha, one of the things that, a number of people were talking about when it comes to the IEB results was the tough maths paper.
Yeah.
Was it really tough?
You know what? I think coming out of that paper, we felt it. Everyone was like, oh, wow, what was that? And I think having, stayed up late last night, the previous night doing the past paper, completely different. So I think in that way it was hard, but give it a few years. That will be the normal paper.
And for you, Emily?
It was a bit of a shock to me. I got home and had to take some deep breaths and have some very sweet tea. I think it really was... I study for maths by doing a lot of practice because it isn't something that's very intuitive for me. I'm more of like a language speaking person. And so I've always studied for it by doing practice and practice and practice and practice. So I did about 4 or 5 past papers and have done more throughout the year. And that paper was...
It's very difficult.
I think if I could have done it at a different time frame without pressure and had a loose brain to look at it, it wouldn't have been as tough, but it was just a completely different type of exam to what had been said previously. So it wasn't necessarily the standard so much as the form that it was. It just didn't feel the same as all the other practice that I'd done.
Did you feel the same, Bongiwe?
Yeah, I felt, for me, the past paper was more manageable. I also had to go home and compose myself because I was quite worried for the outcome, but a lot of things my friends were saying is that there was a lot of more higher order questions than they usually in the papers, so I also did feel that as well.
Okay, quick one before I know that I'm almost out of time. Your advice to the class of 2019?
Okay, first of all, planning is really, really important in my opinion, and staying consistent, writing down your goals and visualizing it. So what I did during finals was I would write down some of my goals on sticky notes, I'd stick it on my wall, I'd look up at it when I'm studying, and I felt that really helped motivate me. I think sleep is probably one of the most important things. That's something I regret not doing properly. And also just being in touch with your spirituality.
And for you, Ijaz?
I think, like Kyla mentioned, really putting consistent hard work, and all of that is really important. But also I feel that sometimes you really do get stressed and get panic, and that's when you start having problems. So sometimes you do need to take breaks. I feel like that's an important lesson I learned. In the beginning, I didn't take too many breaks, and I really suffered for it. And once I realized that, you know what, my body has a limit, I have to obey that limit, I managed to, I feel, take on the exams a lot better because I was a lot better prepared mentally for the stress of the exams.
Thank you so much, guys. That was really great. And congratulations once again. All the best for the future. To another story, tomorrow is D-Day for those who sat down for the National Senior Certificate exams. They'll find out from midnight how they fared. ENC's Tshogwa Jamuahi has more.